Thanks for watching Esports Monies. Subscribe and enable notifications with the bell icon so you don't miss any of this questionable content.
And if you hit the like button, I'll probably get more views or something, so go on and do that too, I guess. Nice. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Esports Monies, ESM, MacTam, whatever you want to call me, and welcome to my analysis of patch 7.07b. Now, if you haven't seen my analysis of patch 7.07 as a whole, I have a 3.5 video with wire guitars on the playlist for Pub Trash. We never got around to actually items or heroes, and I've done a lot of background research to go into in-depth analysis of the heroes. I'm actually ready for that discussion. I might just do a video on my own. It feels like it's been a long time since patch 7.07 came out, but it's actually been like 5 days. Yeah, it came out November 1st, so it's pretty darn recent. However, we already have a hotfix, our first letter patch. They always seem to come pretty quickly, and you're probably wondering why I am okay with talking about 7.07b when I haven't finished going over the initial hero changes. And the reason being is because this guy right here. So I did a lot of math this past weekend and basically tried to figure out, like, can Lycan still backdoor things once he has 5 wolves? Can you build him so he can? And the answer to that was yes. But I'm pretty sure that doesn't work anymore, because now we're up to 40% damage reduction, and when you combine that with regen, we no longer have the ability to do that. So with backdoor protection, so backdoor protection, the regen is 90 damage per second, and it is 40% damage reduction. So that's a lot of damage. You need to be doing a lot of damage. You need to be doing at least this times 0.4, so you need to be doing a huge amount of damage. It's going to take, I think Lycan still cracks backdoor protection, but you need a very long time. Now it's like you can't just sneak in and make a tower disappear. I'll do some videos on this later, but this is probably the biggest change for me and for the people that like rat DotA. That's backdoor protection is quickly becoming something that is what it was originally intended for, which is you can snipe a building that's got 1 HP, but you can't actually go and kill buildings. So yeah, that's pretty that kind of sucks. But moving on. So Aeon Disc, recipe cost reduced by 75 gold. Doesn't matter. It's still a really situational item. Mask of Madness armor reduction increased by 1. Doesn't matter. This is one of the, this is like the Dark Seer of items. It's gonna keep getting nerfed by tiny bits. It just offers you way too much stuff for what it is. It's just way too good. People are still gonna love the item. Battle Fury damage reduced by 5. Doesn't really affect people that much, but anti-mage was super strong, so that's an indirect nerf to him. Meteor Hammer. Now, I was talking about how this guy was either gonna have to be super nerfed or super buffed to be relevant. And with that DPS change, that's 60 damage. It does a little bit less damage to buildings. And for units, it's 40 times 6. Yeah, it does a little bit less damage overall now, but it does more damage when it hits. So it's designed to be a little bit better against units, because units have a habit of moving out of the way. Actually, no, because when it lands, it deals impact damage and leaves you with a debuff. So this is an overall nerf to Meteor Hammer. I think this goes from before Meteor Hammer is like an item that you'd kind of consider on a rat hero. Now it's an item that I just don't consider on my rat heroes at all. It's like this B patch is really messing with rats. Anti-mage. Strength gain reduced by 0.2, basement reduced by 3, spell shield reduced at all levels except the max, but that's fine, because that's, like, you still get 20% spell shield level 1, which is super strong. Level 15 change from blink uncontrollable illusion to plus 15 agility, so that's been moved from level 15 to 20, and people are like, oh no, that's a nerf. No, that's actually a huge buff, because now you can get the -1 second cooldown and the blink uncontrollable illusion. And I actually really like that. So anti-mage was super strong this past patch, but now Anti-mage is weaker in the mid game, but stronger in the late game, which I think is something that the hero kind of always needed. He's a little bit weaker because he gets minus 5% spell shield talent, so he's 75 total instead of 80 total. But that's still, I mean, who cares? Like, who cares? No one's building magic damage against the anti-mage. Illusion talent damage is higher now. Overall, this is a nerf to anti-mage, but I think it's fair. It's not something. It's something that will affect him statistically. I don't think it's something you're going to feel in your games. Bane, level 10 talent, change from enfeebled steals damage to plus 100 cast range, and level 15 talent change from 150 cast range to enfeebled steals damage. So Bane is. So you now choose between plus 6 armor and plus 100 cast range, which isn't a big deal. The big deal is now at level 15 you have to choose between stealing damage and plus 40 EXP, so you actually have to make a commitment there. See, before you would just get enfeeble steals damage and then the EXP gain, and then plus 100 enfeeble, and then I mean, whatever you want at level 25. 25 talents suck compared to these three if you're going to go for the crazy Mask of Madness build. So Bane Mask of Madness build gets kind of nerfed because now you actually have to choose, am I going to go experience or am I going to go enfeeble steals damage? Beastmaster Wild Axes, mana cost increase a bit. Level 20 talent reduced from plus 120 Wild Axes damage to plus 100. I actually think that should stay the same because it's level 20 talent. Boar damage reduced a bit. Yeah, Beastmaster. This kind of sucks because I was looking forward to making jungling guides for Beastmaster, and I still make a jungling guide about him, but I've always thought that Beastmaster is a shit hero, and that's kind of a controversial opinion, but he's really, really weak for what he gives you, in my opinion. He's kind of like if you made Lycan in some sort of like weird physical damage-based support, but he didn't have the super crazy movement speed ult. He has a BKB piercing stun ult. He just always seems like a very underwhelming hero, and now he's being nerfed again after his rework. Within a week. He hasn't been out for a week and he's been reworked. Dark Willow Bramble Maze now does damage over time on 0.5 second intervals. That's I think that's fair. Bedlam cooldown is now 20 seconds at all levels. Damn. Its damage is reduced slightly, but it's basically the same at levels 2 and 3. It's only a significant nerf at level 1, which, I mean, that's okay, but if you have Veil and you're able to land it, it's still crazy good. Cursed Crown cast range reduced. I mean, Cursed Crown is one of her worst skills. It's not something I think really mattered. So, I think this is actually a buff, because Bedlam damage, even though it's reduced, that cooldown being cut in half, that's huge. I think this is actually a buff to Dark Willow, which I thought was really good to begin with. Dragon Knight, level 15 talent change from plus 40 EXP gain to plus 35 damage. So, Dragon Knight is a hero that I think really needed that talent. Win rate, patch 7.07. So, whoops. Yeah, Dragon Knight had a 52.63% win rate in this patch. This patch has only been out for a couple hours, but... And Dragon Knight still has a pretty similar win rate. Anti-mage is down to 53.83, and this patch he was at... Wow, yeah, Anti-mage was the highest win rate. I knew he was very high. I didn't realize that he was the highest win rate in the entire game. I think it's pretty much just a stats thing then. So I think I don't think this is enough to make Anti-mage have a negative win rate in pubs. And maybe Anti-mage deserves a negative win rate in pubs because Anti-mage is one of those heroes that's really, really good when you put him in the hands of really good players, but he's very, very weak in the hands of bad players. This nerf to DK, this is a huge nerf to DK though. I think that this is ridiculous. Like, I'm actually a little bit upset about this. I think Dragon Knight's always been like a mid-tier hero. He's never been super good or super bad, and I'd love to see him see a lot of use in the pro scene, and there's no reason to pick DK after you get rid of this. I think this actually makes the hero bad. Actually, Dragon Knight. Oh, it's case sensitive. How about that? So Dragon Knight's talents. At level 20, he gets a 150 gold per minute talent, which is huge. And at level 25, he gets your choice of plus 40 strength or plus 1.75 second Dragon Tail stun. The level 20 talent of plus 150 gold per minute is huge. It's absolutely massive, which means you're going to want to get to level 20 as fast as possible, and you're now making it so you have a much longer, you get there 40% slower. So that sucks. Drow Ranger, level 20 talent increased from 1.5 second gust duration to plus 2 seconds. No one really cares. The talent sucks. Precision are reduced at all levels. I think this is it's a small nerf. It's fine. Lone Druid Spirit Bear regen increased. HP regen increased by 2 at level 1, 2 at level 2. It's 2 at all levels. So plus 2 regen at all levels for the Spirit Bear. That's pretty cool, I guess. Lone Druid must not be doing that well. And it actually looked like he was going to be super strong this patch. He looked like he was going to be like way too strong this patch, actually, with his talent rework. So yeah, BKB. Free BKB level 25 or 0 second entangle cooldown, and with 0 second entangle cooldown, you're usually building attack speed on your bear for entangle procs anyway. So now he can entangle like all the time. Yeah, and you could just scale for battle cry. Like these two cross talents kind of work. These two talents work together really well, and these two talents work together really well. And you also have a talent for plus 10 Spirit Bear armor. And like Savage Roar. I actually hate Savage Roar. I think it's a useless ability. It's not a useless ability, and it's like people are gonna be like, "Oh, you're a noob. You don't know how to use Savage Roar." And I'm like, I know how to use it. It's just like I could do that, or I could just strap 10 more armor onto my bear, and now he's got 7 regen anyway. Whoops. Did not mean to show that clip. So, Lone Druid, Medusa strength gain reduced. Level 10 talent is now an additional 2% evasion. Level 15 talent increased from 10% Mystic Snake Steel to 15. Level 20 talent increased from plus 2 second Stone Gaze duration to plus 2.5. And split shot damage has been reduced by 5% at all levels. So I don't know, it just feels like a general rebalance. Like I think the strength gain is the biggest nerf there. Like she lost 25% of her strength gain, essentially, which is pretty big. 2% evasion at level 10. I don't know. So it makes the hero... overall, it's a nerf, though. Marana agility is from 20 plus 3.6 per level to 18.3.2 per level, so Marana's agility nerfed at all levels. Holy shit. Morphling is now in Captain's mode with his crazy abilities. Adaptive Strike min damage multiplier increased from 0.25 to 0.5. Adaptive Strike agility max multiplier increased by 0.5 at all levels. Adaptive Strike strength minimum stun increased from 0.25 to 0.5. Attribute bonus agility and strength increased by 1 at all levels. Level 10 talent changed from plus 20 movement speed to plus 300 waveform range. This is huge. So that's huge. I think you get that. Morphling, level 10 talent. So your level 10 talent is plus 10 agility or plus 300 waveform range. You get waveform range every single time. Every single time. God. Yeah, that hero's actually fucking insane. I told myself I was going to use PG-13 language now. Whoops. Kunkka reduced from 4 ghost ships to 3. I don't like that. I like Kunkka having lots of ghost ships. Like, why do they nerf everything like 5 days after it comes out? Like this patch would have been like more acceptable later on the week. by nerfing this, you make by nerfing Ghost Ship Fleet, you make Tidebringer Cleave a little bit better in comparison. But I mean, this hero's already basically got like a dichotomy of builds. You're basically going for a caster Kunkka or a right-click Kunkka. So it makes right-click Kunkka a little bit better, but I still think you go for Ghost Ship Fleet. Like, if you land it once, you're going to land it every time, then you just destroy the enemy team with it. So I wish they had four Ghost Ships on that. Pangolier nerfs. Swashbuckle now changes your attack damage to... It now changes the attack damage rather than dealing physical damage as an independent nuke. This means that the listed amount can proc for lifesteal and crit. It was supposed to be able to proc for lifesteal and crit anyway, so this seems like a bug fix, not a nerf. Shield Crash damage reduction increased, so he's tankier now. Shield Crash now causes you to move forward 225 units. Okay, so now your Shield Crash can be used to jump up and down cliffs, even if you're not in ball form. So that's pretty cool. It basically makes it so Shield Crash moves you forward, or it moves you forward or backward the same distance that it did when you were in your ulti form all the time now. So that's pretty cool. Rolling Thunder now has a 1.2 second cast time rather than a 1.2 second channel period. Okay, Rolling Thunder basically can't be interrupted. It's like Lycan. So you know, Lycan has it takes a long time for him to transform into his ulti. It's not instant anymore, like it used to be years ago. But it's not a channeling bar. You can't interrupt it. That's how Pangolier now works. Rolling Thunder turn rate increased from 105, 110, 115 to 120. So your turn rate... So turn rate... So if you increase turn rate, is that moving faster or slower? Okay, so the higher the turn rate, the faster you turn. Okay. So yeah, this is a buff. This means that Rolling Thunder now has a faster turn rate, and this means that Rolling Thunder, it used to get 105, 110, 115 all levels, now it's 120 at all levels. So that actually could be significant. Especially at level 1, you're going to have way more control over your Rolling Thunder. Rolling Thunder's speed is now fixed. Rolling Thunder damage is increased at levels 2 and 3. Pretty significantly at level 3, from 300 to 350, and level 2 is 250 to 275. Level 1 still the same though. Rolling Thunder's speed is now fixed, and Rolling Thunder speed increased from 550, 570, 600 to 600 all levels. I would have really liked to see Rolling Thunder be like 625 or 650. Like I want to see Rolling Thunder. It feels like it is actually like you're moving it 50 speed faster than max movement speed, but I still think it would be cool if you were moving faster, like a little bit faster. But I feel like if you turn it up too high, it actually becomes worse because it's harder to aim. So 600 all levels is probably cool. Overall, his ultimate got a pretty solid buff. Swashbuckle attacks now affect spell immune units, which was essentially a bug. Level 25 talent from minus 20 second Rolling Thunder cooldown to minus 16. So Pangolier basically just got a buff to everything. It feels like both new heroes got buffed across the board. And, you know, when Valve works on something like a brand new hero, Valve wants you to play it, and it wants it to be the face of its game for a little while. And these heroes weren't dominating the pub scene, so yeah, they needed to be buffed in Valve's eyes. They weren't. I guess they weren't first pick, first ban every game. I don't know. I think they're still first picked every game because they're so new, but still, they weren't winning enough for Valve's taste. They need to be broken. Ricky, level 15 talent increase from minus 4 seconds smoke screen cooldown to minus 5. Base agility reduced from 34 to 30. Minus 5 seconds smoke screen cooldown is pretty freaking insane. Ricky, Dota 2. This is probably too much. So at level 15, you choose between plus 20% critical strike or minus 5-second smokescreen cooldown. So the critical strike, cloak and dagger, blink strike. Is this critical strike just like... Okay, so you get a free 20% chance to crit for 1.5 times your normal damage. Actually, I haven't gotten to Ricky in my review of all the heroes for what changes they made. That is actually a sick talent. Good God. Ricky's talents are insane from level 15 on. They're so strong. So level 15, you choose between a 20% critical strike modifier for free or a minus 5-second smokescreen cooldown. That's... Ricky's absurd. His talents are just so good. So I still think just like the crit is better, but smokescreen naturally has a cooldown of 11 seconds. So you bring that down to a 6-second cooldown. And let me see, do you have any other smokescreen talents? No. So smokescreen, if you're playing support Ricky, you now have a really, really good talent there. And if you're playing carry Ricky, you have a really, really good talent there. And I think this change reduces... I mean, it just reduces agility by 4 at all levels at all times. So, slight nerf to his carry potential and slight buff to his support potential. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I think in pubs that makes him worse because everyone wants to play carry all the time. But still, being able to cast smokescreen every 6 seconds when you max it out is 325 AoE with a 70% chance miss chance, 25% movement slow, and yeah, no other talents get affected. Spirit Breaker, Nether Strike cooldown rescaled from okay, so it adds 20 seconds to Nether Strike cooldown at level 1 and 10 seconds to level 2, so it's worse, just objectively worse, except at level 3 it's the same, so that's a nerf to Spirit Breaker. It's probably not enough, but it doesn't really matter. Sven, God Strength reduced from 12, 24, 36 to 10, 20, 30, and they increased his level 25 Stormhammer talent from minus 8 second to minus 9 second Stormhammer cooldown. I'm pretty sure that's a general nerf to Sven. So yeah. Well, he gets 40 strength to his god strength, and it's flat. It's not percentage based. So you just pick that talent every game. I don't think there's a universe where you want to get the 4-second cooldown on Stormhammer when you can add 40 strength to God's strength, unless you're like, I don't know. Like, I really have no idea. Like, the God strength talent just seems so much better because there's so many more BKBs. Like, by the time you're level 25, like, everybody that needs a BKB's got a BKB. So, yeah, Sven's still good. Templar Assassin, level 10 talent increased from plus 200 health to 250. Psionic Traps bonus damage increased from 100, 125, 150 to 175, 250, and 325. So, plus 25, or plus 75 at level 1. Wow. So, plus 25 damage bonus at level 1. Plus 125 damage at level 2. And 175 bonus damage at level 3. So that makes TA scale a good bit better. Okay. Tiny. I've been waiting for this for a long time because, or it feels like it's only been 5 days, but I knew that this was going to happen because Tiny got reworked to attempt to make the hero better, and the heroes got reworked, but the hero really got nerfed to shit. Like, Tiny basically, he got nerfed absurdly hard with the new patch. They were trying to rework him to make it so he wasn't just left out of every single freaking game, and he became a shit hero because of it. So his base strength is increased by 4, a tree grab cooldown from 40, 32, 24, 16 to 15 at all levels. Tree grab splash damage from 70 to 100. Tree grab unit bonus damage increased from 25 to 30. Tree grab attack count increased by 1 at level 4. Grow attack speed reduction rescaled from -30 to -20, -25, -30. Toss units bonus damage increased from 20 to 30 damage, 20 to 30%. 10% or level 10 talent increased from +25 damage to +30, and level 10 talent increased from +15 magic resist to +20. This is all well and good, but this doesn't fix the problem with Tiny, and that's when he was changed in the last patch, and they got rid of Craggy Exterior. They got rid of armor, so Craggy Exterior gave Tiny like a pretty significant chunk of armor, and Tiny is one of the lowest armor heroes in the entire game. So without Craggy Exterior, he no longer, like, he's so fragile when it comes to taking physical damage. They're trying to make him tankier against magical, and he builds items that are pretty good against it. But so Tree Grab gives you, Tree Grab at level 20 you can get a Tree Grab talent. So it only has a 5-second cooldown, but it gives you 6 attacks on a 5-second cooldown. So at level 20 it's pretty balanced, but what they need to do is make the cooldown longer, and they need to make the number of attacks higher. Or they need to make it a number of attack based thing, and then once you get to a certain level, like let's say when you max it, it now is a duration. So every 30 it has a 30-second cooldown, and every time you pick one up, it gives you a tree for 25 seconds or something like that. Like, think about Klink's ulti. That's how it's supposed to be. That's how it should be, because it's something that they want him to be able to do in the early game and the mid game and reduced amounts, and then later on in the game he should be able to always have a tree. So I don't know. I think it would be cool I think it would be cool if at level 4 he just always had the tree. Or let's say if he, at level 4, if he has this if he had this talent, then he could just always have a tree. I think that's fine, because I think the logic behind buffing Tiny with the tree ability and getting rid of Craggy is that now you no longer have to build Ags, which means that you're going to have AC faster, which means that you're going to have armor faster. So you don't need the armor from the Craggy. So at level 25. He has 0 armor. He has 0 base armor at level 25. That's how he has 0 agility, really? He has 0 agility with 0 agility growth. He's actually, wow. Yeah, they're so careful about this hero, because this hero was, like, especially in 2012 and 2013, 2011, in that era, this hero was like the biggest pup stomp hero ever, and he was relevant in professional games. He's one of the most infamous heroes of Dota of all time, though he's not very popular today. So, depending on how this rework goes, we'll either see him everywhere or nowhere. Vengeful Spirit, allied death illusion duration reduced from 7 to 6, base damage reduced by 3. So general nerfs to Venge. I don't mind this. I think Venge is pretty damn boring. Visage, familiar attack damage increased from 35, or from 25, 40, 55 to 30, 45, 60. So 5 at all levels. Yeah, so let's see what people on Reddit are saying. Drow Ranger, level 20 talent, plus 2-second gust duration, does absolutely nothing. Yeah. Oh, it's bugged. Okay, so the Drow talent's bugged. Yeah, this comment kind of sums up the thoughts about Tiny. So like Wisp now has this talent that gives him level 15. It gives Ags to the hero he's linked to. So in professional games, if Tiny still got his Ags bonus, then you could just build him crazy carry and then tether him, and then you have old Tiny. You have him super broken. Yeah, Beastmaster with a win rate above 50%, absolutely not allowed. Yeah, Beastmaster just getting nerfed because Ice Frog hates him. Pangolier, DotA can jump over cliffs with Q and W. Yeah, he's actually really elusive now. Like, wow. Yeah, Pangolier is super strong right now. This is how was people are so someone says, how is Tiny's tree grab reduction not a thing from day one? Who would have ever thought that 2 hits cleave on a 40-second CD is a bad thing? Yeah. Wolf dies in fights before I can make 2 attacks. Anti-mage just getting nerfed to hell. People just talking about anti-mage getting nerfed. Rip free AM MMR, backdoor protection. Plus techies moving minds meme. Wow. So the backdoor protection damage reduction is mostly used like for Wisp and IO, or for Wisp combined with Alchemist. Faceless Void still strong as heck. Okay. Alright, well, that looks like it, boys. So let me know in the comments below how you feel about these changes. I'm not a big fan of most of them, because I don't like changes that are just flat nerfs. The backdoor protection damage reduction, I absolutely hate. I wish they had done something. Maybe just make it so the talent that Wisp got does less damage to buildings. However, I think they wanted to just keep it so if backdoor protection wasn't up, then Wisp did full damage against it. Because this is not something that was designed to protect against what I do. This is designed to protect against what Wisp and Alchemist do together. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace out.